It's time to talk about Bugsnax! I know, everyone's talking about Bugsnax, but let me just say, I'm really excited for this game, and I just wanted to, cover as much of it in one video as possible based on what we know so far, so let's go. Bugsnax was first unveiled back in June alongside the PS5 reveal event and was met with high praise, some even going as far as to say that it stole the show. It spawned a good deal of its own memes, and the hype train was set into motion as we're left to anxiously wait till the fourth quarter of this year to find out exactly what the deal is with these delicious snacks. Just to summarize what we know so far about the game, it centers around observing and documenting creatures called Bugsnax, these half-bug, half-snack oddities of which there are over 100 different types to discover. You take control of a reporter who visits Snacktooth Island after receiving a film strip about the place in the mail from an explorer named Elizabeth Megafig, who has mysteriously disappeared. Beyond your own journalistic duties of documenting the local fauna, it looks like you'll have darker secrets to discover along the way. But I'll go into some more depth about the characters and settings later, so hang tight. Now, I'm going to be completely honest and come out saying I did not watch the PS5 reveal at all. I know, don't kill me. And I didn't know Bugsnax even existed until just last week when I saw that Caro Benito had uploaded their new song, It's Bugsnax, to their YouTube. I listened to it on a shroom trip with my wife, and at the time I thought it was just a new single of theirs, but I later learned that it's the theme to this new game from the same studio that worked on Octodad. I'm going to spend some time talking about this theme song alone, actually, because I feel like it sets the tone for Bugsnax extremely well. Not only that, but I feel like Caro Benito themselves are one of the best fits possible for making a song for a game like Bugsnax. Many of their songs use samples from 90s video games. The band members themselves are huge fans of the era, and it's a big part of their aesthetic. One of my first thoughts after finding out they were asked to make a song for this game was just how appropriate and how cool for them. A group heavily influenced by the nostalgic sounds of classic games are now creating that sound themselves. In a PlayStation blog post with Gus Lobin from KKB, he even states that the videos of toddlers reacting to the Bugsnax launch trailer were quite moving, since some of his giddiest childhood memories were fueled by the excitement of new video games, and contributing to someone else's experience of that is really, really special. I don't know, I just really wanted to include that bit in my little breakdown because I resonated a lot with that sentiment. Songs from Super Nintendo and N64 games make up a huge portion of some of my most beloved and deeply ingrained melodies from formative years. Imagining kids playing Bugsnax and listening to this song as one of their earliest forays into music in general is just so fucking cool, as both a video game and KKB nerd. Anyway, that same blog post highlights several more details about the game that I wanted to look at a little more in depth as well. In the post, he writes that the lyrics for the Bugsnax theme song use Nobody Suspects a Thing from Octodad as a reference. Both songs share the similarity of having the game's own title in the choruses. They also relay the experience of playing Bugsnax in a literal way, which Gus says is a classic KKB technique. As a longtime Caro Benito fan, I can hard agree that their playful and quirky writing style complement the tone of Bugsnax beautifully. In addition to the lyrics, the instrumentation of the song was meant to sound similar to songs like Picture This from Caro Benito's Benito Generation album, at the request of Young Horse's president Phil Tibitowski. For my part, this is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I think its pop bubbliness mixed with retro video game pan flutes that Gus incorporate to capture a 5th-gen game soundtrack feel just work to create a hype-as-fuck anthem for the game. The song's golden era feel is not just a coincidence either. Throughout the development cycle of Bugsnax, it first drew inspiration from Pokemon Snap, then later Ape Escape, Dark Cloud, and Viva Pinata, all of which kind of show through as influences when looking at the footage we have so far. Namely, the idea of discovering the over 100 types of Bugsnax is unmistakably Pokemon. It may contain adventure or writing elements akin to like Ape Escape and Dark Cloud, and I'm not quite sure how Viva Pinata fits in the picture, because I've always thought it looked kind of like ass, I guess, but it is a rare game, and to my understanding, it's a sandbox farming sim? So you could say maybe you'll be able to harvest Bugsnax in a similar manner, who knows? I don't know, but let's just say for now that Bugsnax seems to draw from one of my most beloved eras of video games, and I have a really good feeling that it is well equipped to deliver. I wanted to analyze what we can make of the story so far in this section because I'll be drawing a lot of my analysis from the lyrics of KKB's song itself, since most of what we know about the plot seems to actually come from there. So, like I mentioned, you take control of a journalist. You just received this film strip in the mail from Elizabeth Megafin, inviting you to check out Snacktooth Island and document these amazing legendary snacks. Elizabeth, or Lizbert, is an explorer whom developers have described as having been disgraced. How exactly, we are not sure yet, but certainly it relates to the fact that when you arrive on the island, she is nowhere to be found. Pointing over to the KKB lyrics, we find that Elizabeth was only the lead explorer in an expedition 13 strong of grumpuses who all set off seeking out a better life. Clearly, that means it is up to us to round up all those grumpuses, find out how and why they vanished, and maybe even restore Megafin's tarnished reputation, all while documenting the bugs and feeding them to the locals? Now, obviously, the expedition's initial disappearance must be connected somehow to the bugs. This is where a lot of fan theories about Bugsnax being a horror game start coming up. Perhaps in seeking out a better life, the Grumpus' own infatuation with the Bugsnax they found became their own undoing. The end of the trailer also shows the bugs can actually amalgamate into humanoid form on their own, which is definitely another big piece of the puzzle related to the disappearance of Megafin and her team. But it's unknown at this point whether this is a naturally occurring phenomenon or if an outside force has somehow corrupted an otherwise peaceful habitat. We know that there is a town called Snacksburg on the island, of which Filbo is the mayor. Could it be that the reason there haven't been any other residents of Snacksburg revealed is because there aren't any other residents? Is Filbo one of the explorers and he is just playing pretend mayor of a town long abandoned? Or burned in a fire?
I was trying to carry a lamp with my weenie hands, but I dropped it, and now the town's on fire. Oh, again?
Did the Bugsnax get sick of being used for food and stage an uprising? I don't want to get too bogged down in baseless speculation, but just to demonstrate that quite the dense mystery surrounds this whole plot based on what little info we have so far, and I'm utterly fascinated with it. Continuing with the KKB lyrics, Sarah raps, on Snacktooth Island they did find a tasty quest to fill the hole that many feel inside their soul, which lends credence to the idea that the explorers were almost instantly drawn to the allure of these delicious bugs. The next line says, venture deep to reach the truth and maybe you'll learn something too, suggesting that everything is not as it seems with this place. If a bubbly, happy, and colorful paradise is not all that it cracks up to be, it can only mean something deeply unsettling lurks beneath the peaceful exterior. Personally, I'm highly invested in this mystery and I can't wait to see what else unfolds leading up to its release. Aesthetically, I first felt as though the vibe of the characters looked a little bit like a Netflix kids cartoon. Like, kind of ugly, kind of pathetic. But as time went on, I don't know, I came to feel that it seems like it's part of its intended charm. And there's undeniable adorableness in so many of the Bugsnax themselves. Like I mentioned, Snacktooth Island's epicenter of civilization is a lush town known as Snacksburg, which seems to be a prominent locale that you'll visit. The only known character amongst the towns so far is the mayor, Filbo Fiddlepie, who just looks so feverishly tortured for reasons I just can't identify. Are there dark secrets hidden behind those eyes? Like, he must know something. There are 5 other Grumpuses shown in the trailer as well, one on their own at 56 seconds, about to swing their net at an unsuspecting peel bug, but it's unclear whether these are residents of Snacksburg, members of Megafin's team, or maybe even both. At the very least, we understand from the announcement trailer that Filbo was responsible for causing an actual fire in the very town he governs, so we aren't exactly sure what condition this town will be in when we arrive. The fire may or may not end up being an actual plot point. It could also just be a gag that serves to highlight one of the game's major features, you know, morphing the bodies of the Grumpuses by feeding them different kinds of snacks. But I don't know, I'm just not sure. Anyway, I mean, as you can see, almost every single one of these snack combinations make Filbo look both cuter and more appetizing. I'm really hoping that, just like the way the mayor accidentally causes a fire with his weenie hands, there will be potentially unintended consequences resulting from the things you feed the locals. Like, I would imagine eating a shishka bug might turn their arms into skewers and make them capable of actual manslaughter. Maybe, who knows? I don't know, I'm just throwing out some ideas. In an interview with the Sixth Axis last month, designer John Murphy did mention, though, that the feeding feature will be mostly narrative and aesthetic, kind of like a dress-up mechanic. However, he does hint that there are some interesting transformation-related surprises that we'll have to wait and see. So, I don't know, I'm excited. We do know what a slew of these Bugsnax will look like though, and they even come with unique stats that might affect how you catch them or how they morph a Grumpus's body. Young Horse's Twitter started officially unveiling these Bugsnax with stats from July 28th, just while I was starting this script. Some of them, like Snail, appeared in the first announcement trailer, but now they're getting their very own spotlight with the fancy Summer of Bugsnax hashtag and everything. The tweets unveiling them list the type of bug they're based on, the type of snack they're based on, their temperament, calorie count, and even blood type. At this point, we can only speculate how these stats will impact gameplay, but I'm really just stuck on how a single banana can have over 10,000 calories in it, never mind the fact that it looks like you can make Grumpuses chow down on Bugsnax like candy. Are we playing a mukbang simulator? At the time of this writing, there are 22 officially named Bugsnax, and an additional 13 that we've seen but haven't been given names. A couple of days from now, I'll be uploading a separate video where Nesgirl and I take a deep dive into all the known species of Bugsnax so far, so look out for that. Bugsnax has been announced for PC, PS4, and PS5 so far, with the latter having some unique features that will make use of the PS5 DualSense controller. The haptic feedback from the controller will help in immersing you in various settings, like if there's a thunderstorm brewing or a bug rustling around nearby. It'll also utilize the microphone and lights on the controller when you're trapping your bugs to help indicate if they're at risk of getting free. I'm sure these elements aren't so essential to the game that playing them on PS4 or PC will be like a substantially nerfed experience. It just looks like a fun way for them to play with the new possibilities of the PS5, which is nice. We're looking at a December 2020 release, which means that Bugsnax is pretty much the last chance we'll have to salvage this train wreck of a year. If you've made it this far into the video, you must at least be thinking about picking it up, so let me know what you think. Are you excited to unravel the mystery of Snacktooth Island? Or are you just hyped to catch these extremely appetizing bugs? What do you think of the Grumpuses? Let's talk about Bugsnax in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more Bugsnax content and click the bell so you don't miss an update. Also check out my huge backlog of Let's Plays from the past as I work on making a stronger library of analysis videos. Thanks for taking the time to check out Bugsnax with me, and I hope that you learned something too. In the post, he writes to the lyrics for Bugsnax theme. Fuck. Enunciating is so hard.